Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts.
The victims were in airplanes or in their offices. Secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors.
Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror.
The pictures of airplanes flying into buildings, huge structures collapsing, fires burning have filled us with disbelief, terrible sadness, and a quiet, unyielding anger.
These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat.
But they have failed.
Our country is strong.
A great people has been moved to defend a great nation.
Hi, Lisa. It's Elaine. I know Todd is flying today, and I was just calling to check in. Do you have your television turned on? Have you seen what's happening?
Elaine, what's going on?
Isn't Todd flying today?
Yes, he is. Why?
Do you know his flight number?
Not for sure. He was supposed to catch an early flight with Continental to San Francisco. Why, Elaine?
Turn your TV on. There's been a plane crash at the World Trade Center. The Twin Towers are now enveloped in a huge plume of smoke. The second plane just having smashed into the second tower. One United Airlines and one American Airlines flight are reported missing and may have been the planes which crashed here. Speculation is pointing towards some type of terrorist involvement.
A plane is at the Pentagon, and another flight is reported to have crashed somewhere in Pennsylvania.
You never know how your life is going to end. But thinking through that Tuesday morning, both our lives were about to change drastically. I was going home. Lisa would remain at home and be home to explain the situation to our boys. But for now, all she knew was that I was on a plane headed for somewhere.
Thank you for calling United Airlines. Our representatives are busy helping other customers. Please try your call again later.
Hello?
Brian, it's Lisa. I've been trying to get a hold of the airlines to check on Todd, but I can't get through. Can you please try to find out what flight he's on? I just can't do it right now.
Sure, Lisa. Let me see what I can find out. I'll get right on it.
Thanks, Brian.
Lisa? Elaine will be right over.
What's wrong, Mommy?
It's okay. Mommy just doesn't know where Daddy is right now, and we'll find him. I'm sure he's okay.
Hey, you've reached Todd Beamer with the Oracle Corporation. Please leave a message.
Todd, I know you are fine, but when you land, I need you to call me right away. I don't know where you are. I need to hear from you. I love you. Todd, where are you?
We have an update on the airliner that crashed in Pennsylvania. It was not en route to Chicago as previously reported. It was actually United Airlines flight out of Newark en route to San Francisco.
No!
That's probably not his flight, Lisa. He's fine. We don't know what's what yet. Don't worry, Todd's okay.
No, Elaine, that's his plane.
We don't know that.
I'm going to go upstairs. Please watch the boys for a while. God, how am I going to do this? How will I make it without Todd? How will I tell the boys? We love him so much.
A phone call later that evening confirmed Lisa's worst fears. The house was very quiet, other than the innocent laughter of David and Drew, our two small boys. Hey guys, I'm home.
Daddy!
Hey bud, I got you something while I was in Europe.
Oh, cool, a soccer jersey!
Yeah, it's got your name on it too. Hey, I also got you this.
What's this naked guy all about, Dad?
You know, David, the guy who killed Goliath with a small pebble. We'll just put that away for a couple of years. Why don't you run upstairs and get ready for bed? I'll put Drew to bed and I'll come up and tuck you in, okay, bud? All right, let's roll. On Wednesday morning, September 12th, Lisa woke up before sunrise to prepare herself mentally and spiritually for one of the most challenging experiences of her life, telling our boys that I would not be coming home again. She wanted to talk to the boys privately before things got too hectic. Drew was too young to comprehend the situation, but David was 3.5 and very inquisitive about everything. As soon as she heard David stirring around in his bedroom, she went in to talk to him. He was wearing his favorite Buzz Lightyear pajamas.
Hey, Big Dave. Come over here and sit on your big orange beanbag chair a minute. Mommy wants to talk to you.
Okay, Mom.
David, Daddy was flying on an airplane yesterday. You know, most of the time airplanes are safe, but sometimes they have accidents. David, Daddy's plane had an accident yesterday. It hit the ground really hard. Everyone on board was hurt really badly, and they died. Honey, when a person dies, they can't come home. They can't call us on the phone. We can't talk to them, and they can't talk to us. Because Daddy loved Jesus, he went to be with him in heaven. And someday you and Drew and Mommy will be with Daddy. But today we're not.
But Daddy's coming off the plane, right?
For the next several days, David tried to understand what had happened to me. It was a reality everyone was having a hard time accepting. Once in a while, David would get what he thought was a good idea.
Mommy, if Daddy's plane had hit a trampoline, nobody would have gotten hurt because it could have just bounced.
How is a mother supposed to respond to that?
Mommy, when our plane went to Disney World, it landed kind of like this. But when Daddy's plane landed, it went like this. Our plane was safe, but Daddy's wasn't.
David.
If Daddy loved us so much, why would he want to stay with Jesus?
If Daddy had been given a choice that day, he would have wanted to come home. Where he is now is a wonderful place.
Well, when I die, I'm going to choose to come home.
A few days later, Lisa heard that some of the passengers had made phone calls near the end of the flight. She wondered why hadn't I called. After all, I practically lived with a cell phone attached to my ear. If others had found the time to call, why hadn't I? If only she knew how I struggled with that decision.
Mrs. Beamer, this is Nick Leonard from United Airlines. We've just received some information from the FBI that your husband did make a phone call off the plane. I'm going to give you the number for Lisa Jefferson. She's the airphone operator who your husband spoke with. She'll guide you through the conversation.
Hi, this is Lisa Beamer. They gave me your number. They told me you spoke with my husband.
Lisa, do you have 2 small boys named David and Andrew?
Yes, I do.
Are you expecting a baby?
Yes, in January. Did Todd tell you all of that?
Yes, he did. He was very calm and mild-mannered about the whole thing. If I hadn't known it was a real hijacking, I would have thought it was a prank call.
That was so like Todd. Everything planned and very focused.
Todd asked me.
What is your name?
Lisa Jefferson.
Lisa? Lisa!
I'll be here as long as you will be.
In case we don't make it out of this, please call my family and tell them how much I love them. They're talking about doing something. I'm going to have to take a step of faith here. They're talking about jumping the guy with the bomb.
Are you sure you want to do that, Todd?
It's what we have to do. Will you please pray the Lord's Prayer with me?
Of course.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespassed against us.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Jesus, help me. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Are you guys ready? All right, let's roll.
I could imagine the whole thing. From the rear gallery to the front cockpit of a 757 is a distance of more than 100 feet. Big men move quickly down the center aisle, accompanied perhaps by a flight attendant or two, carrying coffee pots, spilling boiling water on themselves as they run. Many jump over seats, trying to get as much manpower to the front of the plane as possible. A food cart is used to ram the enemy. All around, the plane is filled with screams and commotion.
Jeremy Glick is on the phone with his wife, Liz.
What do you think we should do?
Go for it.
Tom Burnett called his wife, Dina.
We're going to do something.
Don't confront. Wait for the authorities.
We can't wait, Dina. If they're going to crash this plane, we have to try and stop them.
Flight attendant Sandy Bradshaw is on the phone with her husband, Phil.
We've been hijacked. We're filling coffee pots with boiling water to throw at the hijackers. I have to go. We're running to first class now.
Elizabeth Wainio, who has just borrowed a cell phone from another passenger, is on the phone with her stepmother.
I have to go. We're breaking into the cockpit. I love you.
Cece Ross Lyles is on the phone with her husband, Lorne, when the screaming starts.
They're doing it!
Are you guys ready? All right, let's roll. Get him. Open the door. Lock him up. Let's roll. Let's go.
Allahu Akbar! God is great!
The plane begins to dive. The airplane is obliterated. Terrorists can shake the foundations of America's greatest buildings, but they cannot shake the foundations of America.
These acts shatter steel, but they cannot dent the steel of American resolve.
America was targeted for attack because we're the brightest beacon for freedom and opportunity in the world.
And no one will keep that light from shining.
Today, we saw the very worst in human nature, and we responded with the very best of America.
Please tell my wife and kids that I love them.
I have to go. I love you.
Just pray, Liz. I love you.
I have to go now, Phil. I love you.
Are you guys ready?
All right.
Come on, Mom.
Let's roll.